Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Laura with Stitching with Laura. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's having a good day. Well, tonight I'm going to do something a little bit different. We're going to have an unbagging and then I'm going to do a tutorial on how I start my project. So I got a bag from 123 Stitch. It's where I get everything. I opened the end, but I didn't get in there. So, inside, I have my pattern. I got Ann Thomas, 1854. Whosoever thy handeth findeth to do. Whatsoever thy hand findeth to do. Boy, that is hard to do. And I got all the threads except for 3. They package this really nice. They put a nice piece of hard cardboard in there so it doesn't bend, and your receipt, which is nice. So first I'll show you the pattern. I just love this pattern. Let me see if I can get it out of here so it's not so shiny for everybody. It's packaged really nice. This is from Hands Across the Sea. I've never had a big one. Comes with your guide. It has about 36 colors, I think. And it shows it all. And also, this is like, you can get it either in DMC or a different kind of silk or silk, but I got the DMCs. And what they're all called. And then it has a thing that you can put with the quilt when you the sampler when you finish it, and you can just put that right behind the picture, and it's there for prosperity, so if somebody ever gets it 100 years later, they'll know who did it. Alright, the pattern. Yep, I'm working on it. It keeps going back and sticking. This is the pattern that I just ooh and ah over. Just love those birds. Nice booklet. It has that same list here. Tells you how big it's going to be. I am going to do it on Aida fabric. And it is 264 by 317 high. And so 32 count is the same, like if you were using linen or even weave, is the same as 16 count Aida. And it tells you what size fabric you're supposed to have and what size the design will be. So we'll have to read through all this, and it's in color. It has a nice picture of the finished one. Whoops, sorry. Put it right underneath that. So that is what the pattern looks like. It's just absolutely stunning. I love it. What did it call for? It called for silks, of course. And it doesn't say. It might in there. But it's gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. And nice and big and readable. And a little story that goes along with it. So yeah, I am excited to get this. And what I'll do is, let's say this is a pattern, I'm going to take a photocopy. I have my own copy machine or printer. So I'll just print a page, at a time so that I don't mess this book up, because it's gorgeous. Just absolutely gorgeous. And these are the fabrics. Geez, I am calling everything the wrong thing today. I'm telling you, I don't want to lose that either, so I'm going to put that in the book. But these are 99% of the colors that will be in it. And I can't turn off that light or it'll be totally dark. But they're nice and muted and very Victorian looking. I'm very pleased with all these colors. So, and then, as you can see, it was kind of a reddish orange. It looked more red than anything else. So I picked Opal, which I think will be just fine. This is Opal 16 count from Picture This Plus. And I got a piece that is 26 by 35. And it's always nice, and the edges are all serged when you get Picture This Plus. So to me, now it might be different, you know, in the daylight, but right now it kind of looks like a milk chocolate, like a muted chocolate color. The dark and then a little bit lighter. But I think it'll be fine. And I just love their fabrics from Picture This Plus. And like I said, I couldn't see anything that said... I wanted something a little bit redder, but this is going to work. I wanted it to look old, like, do you know what I mean? Let me look and see in the beginning if it tells any kind of... No. There's always little sayings and stuff when you get Nicola's stuff, but I sure don't see anything that says anything about what color that is. Provided some 2 threads. Okay, so we have all this. Now I'm going to pause this for a minute, and I'll be right back and set up to stitch. Okay, be right back. Okay, I am back. So how I arrived at what size that I actually bought of the material, I went into 1, 2, 3 stitch. So I bought the material and the pattern all in the same day, and the thread. So the pattern is 264 by 317 or 307. So on 1, 2, 3 stitch under the fabrics category, if you click onto it, at the very bottom it'll give you a calculator for either Aida or linen fabric. So you click on which one. Okay, I'm going to use Aida, so I clicked on the Aida, and you have like 5 boxes going down, and you put in that it is 264 by 317. Now I wanted a 2.50, which is 2.5 inch border. And then you put in, if you're going to use 14, 16, 11, whatever you're going to use. And also you have to put in the 2.5. Now you can use 3 inches or 4 inches or whatever you feel like you need for a border. And then you push calculate. And so it came out with, I needed a piece of fabric 22 by 25 inches high, and that with that 2.50 border, and the picture size will be 17 by 20. It also tells you what size needle you'll need to use. It's at a 26, and I used 2 strands for each little X, and I use 1 strand for back stitch. So I went into fabric, and I picked out what fabric I wanted, and I had to get, according to these calculations here, the 22 by 25, that's the least amount I could get. Okay, so now I have that fabric, so I know it says it's going to be, I need to have 22 inches, so that gives me an extra 2 inches. So I just came in about 3 inches off the corner and put it in my thing. And I start at the top right of the pattern, which is, you can see this is the top because it starts, I don't know how I can do this, with 10, so there's 10 squares here and 10 squares there, so you know it's the first part of the pattern. And if you have a doubt, just look back at your thing. So you see this. This is where we're going to start. So some people start in the center. Some people start in the left hand or right hand bottom corner or the right corner. Doesn't matter. Whatever you're comfortable doing. Okay? So I've got my pattern. Let me get rid of these threads. There's like 500 over here. You have to figure, oh, there's that pin I was looking for. So I found the corner and I found what color to start with. So I am just going to start. So we don't need these anymore. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment and put that down, you know, in the comment section. If you got any questions, just ask. Okay, now I found a new way to not use a knot on the back. So what I've done is I took my thread, I didn't measure anything. I just took a length of thread and I took one strand and I folded it in half. So I have the two ends that you put together and the loop here. So I have a loop and two strands. Hopefully you can see that. Now, I'm going to start on the top and I'm going to go down and it's going to leave the loop on top. And I'm going to go through the loop like this. So now I have a slip knot, so to speak. And I'm going to take this and go on the back side of that, you know, so you keep it anchored. And just like that. And I better have a pattern, huh? Okay, so, ouch. Let me pull my light in a little bit. And just make my cross stitch as normal. So I've started at the top of the pattern. And we're just going to stitch from there. And that makes a knot, but not a knot on the back. Now I know everybody's been trying to get me to do this, so this is a test of my mental, whatever the word is. But that's the way I will be making the no knot from now on. Oops, went the wrong way. I got to go up, not down. So hopefully these threads will show on this material. And this is opal. Did I tell you that? Hopefully I did. And I just start in one corner. I always usually always, I say usually always, because 90% of the time I start at the top right. Now, what do you call it? Jane Marshall from Hands Across the Sea, which is one of the little gems. I started in the bottom lower corner because I'm sharing the fabric with my ABC thing from Jardin Purvey, or however you say it. I guess it's Jordan Purvey. Jardin Purvey. So I had two on one piece of fabric, and I don't want to cut either one of them, so that was the exception to the rule. And then I just carry on stitching. So hopefully this will help all you to know how to start. And I use a 28 needle. Now these are needles by DMC. Let me see if I can find it. I like to use these. These are the Peacemakers. I love these because they were a little bit shorter than this one. I don't have one in there. I'm out of them. I ordered some today, I think. And the DMC, oh crap. Oh, okay, here's the DMC. So I have 28 count DMC, and they are tapestry needles. And they're just as good. They're not terribly sharp, like a sharp's, you know, needle that you were going to use, and I like them. The only thing I don't like about these is that they're a little bit, what do you call it, thin, if you will. And I have trouble using my needle threader through these. So I like the Peacemakers, but I ran out of them. And for the sake of doing what we're doing here, what is going on? So, and I'm doing full cross stitches on this 16 count. If you don't like to do that, use a 10 stitch. It's perfectly fine. Whatever you like to do. And whatever fabric you like to stitch on. I gotta see how many I need. 4. So basically that's all I do. And I count on 1, 2, 3 stitch to have the fabric correct, the size. And I've never doubted them, so I don't think I should. But you can, lay it out and use a tape measure, tape measure. Jesus, if I could just talk. Then, and measure and make sure it's the size that it says here on this sticker. I mean, if it's supposed to be 35 and it looks way shorter, then by all means, measure it. If it makes you feel better, go for it. Don't let anybody tell you what's right and what's wrong, I mean, if you got the basics of cross stitch, you can thread a needle, and you're good. Just do it your way, But that's how I do and how I start. If, like I said, you have any questions, please let me know, and I will try to answer them to the best of my ability. I've never used linen or any even weave, but so we will see. Okay? And I think that is about it. Thank you for watching today, and I appreciate you being here. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and please hit the bell, and that way you'll know when my next video comes out. Y'all have a good rest of your evening and a good rest of your week. God bless. Bye-bye. Stay safe.